Alrighty, hello and welcome to my first video of the End of the World Contest Challenge of The Sims 4. If you've been on my channel before and you've seen some of my other videos, you might notice that all I've ever really done before were The Sims 3. Well, this might be my first actual Sims 4 challenge video, but then again, there could have been a couple others that I've done, but I don't think so. I don't know. I have a terrible memory. Anyways, of this challenge, I do have two previous videos, but they're of me building these grounds right here and creating my team of 6 Sims. Now, with the 6 Sims, I basically just randomized their looks for the most part. I did pick their traits, their aspiration, like wish, and what their role would be, and then I picked kind of like their outfits for the most part. But I didn't really change their looks too much. A couple of the girls I did. I think I basically left the guys the way they were, except for some of their outfits. They were a little outlandish, but all of their names are randomized as well. So that is a thing. But let's see. Where to start? I'll tell you a little bit about this, I guess. If you haven't watched the other two videos, then, well, I just told you about The Sims, then you won't know. But these are the grounds that the government built for you because you applied to this government-funded contest for Sims who think that they can, like, they have what it takes to survive doomsday or like the end of the world or whatever, a big disaster. So you, being whichever of these 6 you prefer, but I wouldn't pick one over the others anyways. Just you in general applied and got stuck on this team with 5 other Sims, and then y'all got put here. So, yep, basically the gist is like I can roll once every week for a random kind of I guess kind of like a mini challenge or something that happens that week randomly on top of what is already going to happen. And of course, as the weeks go on, it's going to get, a little more complicated as far as the challenge goes. And depending on how it goes, I was thinking myself about after week 2, possibly rolling more than once a week for like an extra challenge, depending on what the challenges I get are. I just noticed I never put a wall on the outside of this, so let me change that real quick while I'm talking to you and telling you what's going on. My game's also a little bit slow right now. I'm not sure why. If it doesn't speed up, I will pause it and fix it, then come back. Because I think I know what's causing it. I'm just gonna do this. Oh yeah, I haven't showed you the insides of everything yet, so just don't look at anything. Pretend you don't see this yet. Doesn't matter too much, but it's not letting me. Okay, yeah, see, I told you it was getting slow. I don't know what's going on with that. Okay. Fix that, and I think this, I don't need, oh, it's a light. Okay, now that that's fixed, we can get back to it. So basically this is the house, and you can make it any way you want because it's government funded. It can be as extravagant, as little, it doesn't really matter. At least that's, the rules didn't specify. They did specify that there should be no TV. So basically, I already told you the main gist of it. As far as the 6 Sims go, I think you should probably know about them before you'll really understand the different parts of the grounds. if you haven't watched the other video of me creating my 6 Sims, you won't know this. So I'm going to go ahead and say it for those of you who don't know. You have 6 Sims and each of them has a role. One of them is an amateur scientist or herbalist healer type of deal, which that, in my case, is this girl right here, Haley Horn. I gave her, she's the only one with two, well, more than one in general, everyday outfit because she's going to work outside and in a laboratory, so this is her lab clothes because I couldn't find a lab coat or anything like that. And I didn't want to give her a weird apron. But anyways, that's what she does. She works in the lab setting with, the microscope, I think is what it's called, the chemistry set. And once we get herbs from the outdoor retreat game pack, like we go camping or whatever, then I'll get insects and herbs, and she can create potions and different like healing remedies to use. And those kinds of things are good to stockpile on if you're planning for the end of the world, because you never know what could happen. So I have this little laboratory set up. If you watch the video, this was one of the last rooms I did, so I was just kind of getting to the end of it because I spent a lot of time on the house by mistake. So it's a little, minimal or whatever. And ignore this money. I'm going to have to get rid of it. It's just left over from me building everything. So that's the scientist. And then we've got Sim number 2 is our strong handyman. I know he doesn't look much like a hard-working guy or whatever, but that's just kind of what I gave him because he's kind of athletic. He's also kind of an amateur rocket scientist, so he's secretly a genius. And this is his little station back here. We won't actually get to be using the rocket, I don't think, for any of the challenge. I don't really know when it happens, but it's just there. So yeah, and I have a crafting table. And this is one of those challenges, if you've watched my other challenge videos, I like the complicated ones. So there's a bunch of different rules and little things like that, but there's a crafting table and he's the main one who's going to be using it and building his skill. And at some point I will be able to trade and sell the items that he makes, but not immediately. So Sim number 3 is an artist slash photographer, and I mean, I think that's basically all she's good for is just taking pictures and painting, doing things that could eventually earn simoleons whenever we're able to like trade. So, and it's basically all she's going to do. I might at some point make her, if her skill gets up high enough before everybody dies, do a kind of portrait thing of everybody. But if I'm not able to do that before everyone, like at least one person dies of my original 6, I probably won't do it at all because I want to start with the 6 and then if I get more people as the time goes on and, continue it, but we'll see. So, number 4, oh yeah, and I guess I showed you, but I didn't actually say anything. This is her room area. Number 4 is the writer slash reporter. His job is basically to, since this is a contest, like it's not a game show, but there's supposed to be people with cameras following them around, and we'll just pretend, I guess, that I'm the camera, I suppose. So his job is to basically be the one writing up everything that's happening. We can see everything and hear things on camera, but not everything might be, there might be things off camera that happen, on a lot of different game shows and things like that. There's always somebody in there interviewing everybody and, getting the behind the scenes scoops. And I think that's kind of what's going to happen. And it's also just good to have, written reports of things just in case. So I built him a little library with a computer, and I think he's supposed to be the only one who uses it. I don't know if that's actually a rule, but that's how it's going to be. I'm basically just going to make like the only people allowed to use these certain rooms are those certain people with those roles. I mean, everybody else is going to be busy with their own anyways, so it doesn't matter. Um, Sim number 5 is this little lady. She is the gardener slash hunter gatherer, which the hunter gatherer part only really makes sense for getting insects and herbs. And of course, gatherer, you can also go out here and, pick plants or whatever. But her area is obviously this outdoor garden, which is completely barren, or not barren, but empty, and this greenhouse. And that's what this is. It's the greenhouse, and then you go through here, and it's those areas, which I'll get to later. So this is where she'll be spending most of her time. And I made her a foodie, so like anybody can cook their own food, it doesn't matter, but I'm going to have her be the main one who's cooking like the meals and stuff, just I don't know, just 'cause I feel like it makes things easier when you have one sim designated to things. And then the last sim, number 6, is the fisherman. And I think it's pretty obvious what he does. He goes and fishes. Um, and that's good for food, obviously, but the fish, along with actually the vegetables and everything else, they can be sold. I think foodstuffs can be sold to just any trader that comes by, comes through and stops in. But there's only one specific trader, Trader Joe, as he's known, who will trade with you on things that you've crafted because he can actually use those things. The other traders, all they care about is like food stuff. They want to get rid of what they have, but they'll only take, food. And there is some kind of weird conversion. I'll have to, I think it's basically like whatever the food is worth. That's how the simoleons work. So if you sell something to Trader Joe, depending on, if what kind of things you're getting, or just a regular trader actually, depending on what you're getting from them, obviously you won't be buying food. But if you say sell food to them, the number of simoleons that you get, like that's kind of equals out, and then you trade it for other things. But there's something. Oh, it has to do with like money is kind of useless, basically. So you're just doing things by worth, obviously. But we start out with only a certain amount, and as far as the food, like eating goes, every time we or any of the Sims cook something and it takes simoleons, I have to sell, get rid of whatever that many, like that amount of fruit or different harvestables in my inventory to like make up for it or balance it out. So that's what I was trying to explain. And it was a little confusing with the food equals simoleons kind of thing. Like it basically is the currency. I think it was what the creator was trying to go for. And by the way, I'll have links and everything in the description to this challenge on Mod The Sims and the creator themselves. This is not my challenge. So, anyways, so yeah, that's the gist of, well, that is the deal with each sim. I gave them their own personal room. Obviously, there's nothing in them because I figured as the challenge goes on, they can decorate it if, they get their own things. They might never decorate it, whatever. But it's cool. I'm trying to think. Yes, okay. I'm gonna go ahead and like claim all of their beds just so that way I don't have them sleeping in random places. Okay. I don't think I overlapped anybody. So while they're doing that, yeah, I basically separated it out to the female, like women's quarters and male quarters. I mean, the hallway goes all the way around, and I put the male female like doors up. So there's two bathrooms for, 3 people. I think it helps with a little bit of sim confusion because, all of them might try using one bathroom instead of, so if you narrow it down to only two that they can choose from and the smaller amount of sims that they can go for, I don't know, it makes up for the confusion that happens when you let sims run free and, do things on their own. So I haven't explained this yet, but well, not really. So, I told you that's the scientist room. And I have it set up also with these doors that you get through unlocking the career cheats or career items. And you use a cheat to do that. You don't have to go in and watch my entire build video, but it's within the first like 5 to 10 minutes. Like, it's actually one of the first things that I do. So I think it's in the first 5 minutes, maybe. But I'll actually, I show how to input that cheat and get it to work so you can unlock every single career object that way. So, yes, so this is a decontamination room, and these showers are also from that. They're from the science career, and they actually are called decontamination showers. I have two in here because I think that you can use these in the same room as another sim. Maybe not. If not, I'm going to have to go in and like just get rid of one and rearrange some things, which I really hope I don't have to do. I might just keep multiple sims out of there. But anyways, this is the quarantine area, and I put like the jail cell stuff, but I tried making it look more like a quarantine area. You don't want to be in here, but it's minimal. So if you are, infected, contaminated, you're not really going to get it on anything. There's not a whole bunch of little stuff in there to get. It's got even the little soap in the mirror. But yep, big lock on the door. And then down these stairs, the creator suggested creating like a secret entrance to your underground bunker in your greenhouse. I mean, you could obviously make it in your house if you want. You can make it in a garden. And obviously mine's not secretive at all. I really kind of wish that The Sims 4, I don't know, I don't kind of, I really do wish that The Sims 4 had ladders, just like The Sims 3 did, because they only would take up like, even if they took up more than one square, they'd take up four and it would be like right here, like this area, and I could just move this door over and then boom, it's good. But no, this has to take up like an obnoxiously shaped long thing. And I could, but I wanted more than one shower in here. I could change it and make it kind of secretive, but not really. Anyways, the bunker is obviously if like this is where the planning, goes. If something were to happen up there, you got to have something, somewhere to go or whatever. So here you go. I got, the house was really fancy and nice. Like, I think I spent almost like 300,000 simoleons on this entire lot, but almost 200,000 on just the house. Almost. So yeah, I went a little far out there. I guess the government really likes them. But yeah, so this is like, these are blow up mattresses. There is a fancy chair and table, but I was like, well, why not? I chose these ottomans, like they can sit and nap on them if they want. I chose these because they're not actually bookshelves, but it looks like they are. And it kind of adds more into like, if you were trapped down here for a matter of time, like you'd want something to keep yourself occupied. I always also have this as like their backup food storage area with like these industrial racks that came with the dining out or something like that. And also I have these, which they came in the also the outdoor retreat or whatever, and I think they're more like, you just use water that you find and collect and pour it in there and pump it or something. And if you don't know these bushes, also you can fertilize them, you can pee in them and nap. And then you can also woohoo, but obviously none of these Sims know each other, so they don't have anybody to woohoo with. Not yet. So, yeah. This is the room. It's obvious this is the kitchen. This is the room with the radio, and no, it's not random. This is how the government basically communicates with them, aside from through the writer and his reports. So they all sit here, and there's some speakers randomly placed just for that purpose. I'm gonna try to keep them from actually like listening to music and dancing. It'll be tough, but we'll see. But if there's anything happens, the gist is that they're supposed to sit in here and the government tells them what's up. So yeah, I think that's basically it as far as, and yes, I write everything down, so you'll hear me flipping pages every now and then. I'm sorry. That's everything so far as ridiculously long and boring introductions. I'm sorry. Now I'm going to get rid of these simoleons after buying medication. That is one thing I did forget. Is you use medicine if you roll and your sim gets sick, because if they're sick, there's a chance that they're, gonna die or whatever. I'm not sure, if you don't have medicine or anything, like it wasn't completely clarified on like how long you have to use medicine and, until repercussions happen or anything like that. I think oh no, it's, it is specified later on at one part where I think the medicine, and somebody actually asked about it too. If your sim is sick, they get quarantined. That's always how it goes, because they could be contaminated. So they stick them in there because they're sick. Nobody else wants to get that stuff. But if you take the medicine, it cures you, you're good, you're let out of quarantine. So I take back what I said. It is clarified that's what happens. But when you start the everything, each sim gets one vial of medication. And then, of course, after that, it's the duty of, well, the responsibility of my Miss Scientist here to make more, brew remedies and things like that, so that, if people get sick, well, they're not just stuck in quarantine for weeks at a time. So, yeah. That's right, I was gonna do this. So you start off with 2,000, which I think is generally what the government will give you, if, like they give you food or whatever. Yeah, it's a food drop, because if you roll your weekly challenge roll, one of the options is to do a food drop, and you get 2,000, it's basically 2,000 simoleons. And that's what that is. So to start off, we have no access to traders, and as of right now, I'm going to go ahead and roll for my weekly challenge. And for this, I just use random.org. I mean, you can use, a real set of dice, or, one die, which you couldn't use one die because you have to have at least, well, no, yeah, you could use one because it's just 5, and just ignore 6 if you get it, obviously. But for the weekly and travel rolls, yeah, I was right the first time, you have to have at least 2. So roll 1 through 10, or generate a random number 1 through 10, and I got 10. Just moved in and everything's breaking. So, two appliances are broken or will break and have to be moved into the family inventory until they can be replaced, until we have enough simoleons to replace them because they're not fixable. Which Mr. Handyman doesn't have enough skill to fix them right now anyways, so it wouldn't matter. And those are weekly things, so of course, like for me, they literally just got here. You know, there's no reason for anything to be broken, so I'm probably gonna wait until, say, like Thursday or something like that, and then see what two things are used most often, and then I'll break those. Break them in quotes. I think there actually is a cheat, like a way to click on an object and have it broken, which I have testing cheats on, so I can test it out. No, I could just set it as my head. That's it. I thought there was a way to do it, but I guess not. Okay. So as far as the normal, week one challenge, what's going on? Everybody's moved in. The main goals for this week are just to focus on skill building, scavenging for food, and getting things like candles, stocking up on stuff like that, and just building relationships. So that's what we're going to do. Now, there is something called a travel roll that you have to do at certain times when you leave your house or something. As of right now, there's not, any major doomsday or anything like that going on. So the only time I have to do a travel roll is if I were to go somewhere that required a loading screen. So if I were to leave this neighborhood right here, or I suppose even go over to one of these lots for whatever reason, if I were to leave this neighborhood, I would have to, do a travel roll to see something that happens because I would get a loading screen. Like if I want to go to the park, or if I want to go, well, to go to a park, I have to go to another town, village, neighborhood. That's what I'm looking for. And I might do that because I need to get a garden going, and I don't think, well, I know there's not going to be anything for me to garden right now anyways because we just got here. And it takes several days for things like that to grow. Yeah, no, this isn't the one with the garden. So my garden sim is going to have to travel to another lot. And there's already another sim. I think right now if I come into contact with somebody, like touch them and they're not my team, I might have to roll, but I'm not sure. I doubt it because it changes, but I don't know. So yeah, now I guess we'll just get started having people do various things related to their skill. I know what Mr. Handyman's going to be doing. Not getting on the computer, really. I'm assuming that I have free will on, so I'll have him. I actually don't. No, I don't. Start crafting. Start painting. She better build her skill quick because we don't have much money at all. I don't think we're allowed to buy any kind of okay, so yes, it says during week one, I am allowed to purchase seeds and upgrade parts, but only if my skills are high enough to use them. So, as far as gardening, like I can just walk over to some plant and have her interact with it somehow, I think. Maybe water it. But I don't know if I can do that with a plant that's not mine. There's some mushroom plants somewhere. I haven't played this town in so long that I can't remember where any of the plants are in here. Hmm. Surely there are plants here. Oh, I'm gonna send what's-his-face over here to go fishing. They all want to get on the... No. The only one allowed on the computer is this guy, and he's gonna talk to himself. Okay. That's just lovely. Okay, well, she's supposed to, like, be... I guess I'll just have her do something over here. Practice. Logic skill. Why not? Okay, so the only ones who don't have anything to do... Alright, Mr. Crazy Person, talk to yourself all you want, but practice writing. Right, the only person who doesn't have anything to do is her. Okay, I'm gonna search for plants while it's paused. I'm sorry. It's lagging too much. I actually know why it's going slow. It's because my other video that I made, the really long one of me building everything, it's still being converted to a different type of file, so it's taking a while. I honestly don't think there are any plants in this neighborhood. How is that even, like, there's no way. Like, there's always plants everywhere in every other town, neighborhood, whatever. There's even, like, flowers. Wow, okay. I know I have gone around this place like 5 different times, and I'm sorry, guys, but like I honestly thought I just can't believe there's no plants. She's gonna have to go somewhere. I mean, it said that I can purchase seeds and stuff if skills are high enough, but like I don't think you have to have a skill in gardening in order to garden. Like, or in order to plant any of the seeds. I think that's really only in Sims 3. So I'm gonna have her purchase some seeds. Oh, we don't need catnip or flowers. We can go ahead and get some herbs. I'm gonna buy a multiple though of the fruits and the veggies. Might as well get 10. So then I just have to have her open everything. Oh gosh. Okay. Totally just freaked out for a sec. What? Okay, now we gotta get to planting. I'm gonna plant the trees outside. A lot of apples, of course. some bananas. And the rest of these I can put inside. And put fruits on this side. Wish I had 4 strawberries so I can keep everything contained. Are those grapes or grape seeds? Oh. Well, okay then. And then I'm trying to think. I was thinking about putting all my vegetables in the garden and then just having herbs and I'm not even looking to see what this is. Parsley. Just have herbs and fruits in here. But I don't know, let's move all the fruits to one row, the veggies to one row, and then we'll have 2 rows for herbs because we'll need a lot of those, I guess. I don't know. Probably just make it up as I go. I'll probably change my mind several times. Tons of spinach. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put, like, you know, some in there of, like, each type of fruit or vegetable. I did not tell you to eat them. I told you to plant them, I thought. What are you doing? No. I must have hit eat. Oops, this is what I get for talking and simming at the same time. Okay, they just put that in the quarantine area. That's cool. I need to lock this door to keep Sims from going in there. Let's put that back down there. And now she'll plant everything that I've put down. But what I was saying before I noticed that she did that is that for splicing, like science purposes, I'm going to leave 1 planter box of, at least 1, like per fruit or vegetable or herb, and then put everything else out here. So there's only, you know, 1 of a type in here. So I put spinach in that thing, but I'm also going to plant spinach and mushrooms out here. Gonna keep some of these, I guess, because they have to eat something today. Let's go check on Mr. Fisherman and see how he's doing. Oh, he caught a fish.
Oh.
Sweet. Why is he upset? Let's have him try that again. Oh wait, I already checked on him.
Huh?
Oh, get out of here. See what she painted. And I'm only allowed to sell things to the traders, obviously. So unless I'm selling fruit to make up for the food that they're eating and making, I'm not supposed to do anything with as far as like selling goes.
Ah, ah.
She's really embarrassed. Poor thing.
Oh, Mog. Nagelna.
Ah. Huh.
She's gonna have it like her work cut out for her because this garden is huge. He caught an upgrade part. We'll just hand that right over here to Mr. Handyman, even though he can't use it yet. Does it still look yep. Still looks just as bad as it did before. Gonna keep doing it until you get it right.
Oh.
I'm gonna have him write books, but
Uh-huh.
you just can't sell them.
Wadida.
I'm also going to lock the store and make it just for him.
Ah.
Oh, she's gonna go socialize with somebody. Cool. No, I thought I told you to write a book, dude. Hmm? Okay. Well, read something then. He finally made a normal writing thing. Or writing. Knife block. That's what I meant to say. I never put toilet paper in here. Or towels. Oh well, the showers have them. Okay, so finally watering everything.
Ain't ya?
Go ahead and lock this as well. Everyone. No need for anybody to come in here except for her. Well, we can have it for looks at least. Don't grill a hamburger. You're gonna spend money that we don't need to spend yet. Oh hey look, the plants have appeared now. Of course. I don't know how the fish are just suddenly crafty, just out of nowhere. I think the scientist should be the one to come out and collect these, but the hunter-gatherer also could. Really? They do realize that that's dirt, right? Oh my. Has she finished? She didn't even plant these. Okay, well, let's plant those. Okay, she's not gonna plant every single one of them. Of course not. Oh, now she's doing it? What? No. Should click on every single one. Well, he caught a few fish, so... Well, 2 fish. Just go ahead and come home, I guess.
Bomita. Uh-huh. You mean
Let's have him... Oh. See, I wish you could tinker on random things like you could in the other Sims. It would make things a lot easier.
Cannot. Yibs cannot.
Okay, you still have to water your plants. You cannot leave them like this. Okay, so off to a rough start, but Maybe they'll get the gist of things soon. Somebody needs to make food, but the foodie is busy. No, don't do that. Is she actually watering all of them? Yay. Okay, now I'm gonna have him give her... Well, the way you're supposed to store... Like, they can all have food in their inventories, but your main stores of food are really supposed to be like the fridge and stuff like that. So I'm gonna put these in here. And I'm gonna have her come serve them dinner. Don't have a tomato. Or an onion, so... Garden salad is 12 simoleons. We've got 6 and 7. That's 13. Here, actually, we'll make some grilled cheese. Nope. Mm-mm. We do not have enough for you to do that.
Uh-huh.
No! Well, that's just frustrating. I hate free will. I really do.
Shazzle!
Zombo Yums?
Ah.
Roxa! Alfonsa! Mipwim Rimple.
Uh-huh. You dumps, Legenzo.
Shuna.
Dag Dag.
Benny,
Uh,
Sneebs.
Rube, I'm...
Cool.
Alright, food is served.
Zul. Damn.
Stop
Damn good
looking at
dog.
things.
Dominuka.
Amiba.
Oh,
Banasa.
now they're all gonna talk instead of
Ina
eat.
Quiff.
Smintina. Droba.
Kapuna.
Ish.
Dodavepi. Omiba Dodavepi?
Ispa.
Honorary
Mohanya.
I did pick different walk styles for all of them. Except for him, I think he's the only one who doesn't have one.
Uh-huh.
Oh. That was a small batch of mac and cheese. And 2 people didn't get to eat. Well. See, I sold the grape, so I can't do that. I'll have him make a salad, I guess.
Mmm.
So the salad is 12 simoleons. So we'll have, I think, 19. Yeah. So I can make something worth 19 as well. Just keep that in mind. I have him just exercise over here. And I'm gonna have her make more mac and cheese, maybe. Or no. It was grilled cheese that she made. She has 19 simoleons to spend on food, so I kind of want to nope, wrong thing. I kind of want to make the most out of it. But it's not looking like we can. Make a party size of mac and cheese. Have 5 simoleons left over.
Ah, Zaloib.
Ah,
Oh, shoot.
Yigla.
Yeah, see, I went a little... Oh, well, it's not going to show it, because they're in the middle. Let's see. Yeah, I went a little crazy with the decorations.
Sedge.
Our in-house neat freak.
Oh.
If you got a pee so bad, go. Okay, well, I don't know why they're going to the bushes instead of the toilets that are right here. Like, really. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that.
Oh, Illinois.
Hmm. I want him to go fishing again, but I think that's the only side that we're allowed to fish on. Yep, it would seem so. I think I'm gonna have her just do like insects and frogs and like plants, and then I'll have my scientists do all this other stuff. Hey, look, free food. But that's just asking for possible contamination. So we'll just leave that food right where it is. I'm just gonna have her dig and stuff like that. And then it's getting kind of late. Everybody's gonna be wanting to go to sleep soon anyways. So yeah, this is basically what the first week consists of. Is just this, you know, collecting things, and I know I already read it, but gardening, building skills, the main thing obviously, because they're going to be used throughout the challenge for any of them that are alive, and who knows, maybe having skills will actually help keep them alive, and that's the whole point of the contest, right? And obviously the simoleons will help. So, yeah. Where did that come from? Alright, well, I guess I'm gonna call it quits on this video here. I know not much has happened, but I mean, the first week is gonna be pretty slow. If something interesting does happen, then I will start it up. My next video will probably be towards the end of the week when I break a couple appliances, unless there's literally nothing happening, because I should be able to do a couple appliances that, like, just use them over and over again. I think I'm going to do the sink, because the sink is going to be the easiest one. And if I leave one of these speakers on, then, because I know I've done that before on other, like, just regular households I've played, I'll leave a speaker or stereo on, and it'll be a cheaper one like this. Like, this is actually kind of cheap. Not for the small ones, but just in general for all the stereos. And, I'll leave it on because I actually have custom music on here. So it's music I like, and I'll listen to it while my Sim's doing her thing. And after a couple days, or sometimes even just 2 days, it'll just break. So it breaks so often. I'm just going to do that because those are going to be the cheapest things. We don't have this much simoleons. If I can't get it, you'll see it in the next video. It won't be there. I'll let you know. So I'm just going to do that. And then my next video will be at the start of week number 2, because not much is going to happen now, like I said. So I will see y'all in one sim week. Thanks for watching.